session now. Before I ask the first question, please share with everybody what you do.
Absolutely, and I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land, the Wiradjuri people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. It's really important to me. So what do? I'm a change technology leader in government. So wherever government has funding and maybe a system that's broken or a paper-based process, I go in and ensure that the solutions are fit for purpose for the people, and that we're getting the right perspectives in the room there. So we've worked across most government organisations at the moment, working at Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, implementing an international system for security.
Incredible, so good to have you on the panel. I know that you are very passionate about diversity within technology and tech teams. So how have you achieved this in the different government roles that you've held over your career journey? And have you ever experienced first-hand advice in these roles?
Yes, I have experienced a lot of bias. And how have I achieved diversity? I think it always comes back to your why. And I think of my grandparents who arrived here as refugees from Hungary in the 1950s, and they just came with a suitcase and a dream. They didn't speak language, and it was really spending time with their counterparts that they learned to speak English. And I always come back to that. In any circumstance, I mean, if I see someone that's not participating in the conversation, how can we bring them in? And it comes back to that why. Some of the things I've done to achieve diversity have included having recruitment rounds where we don't have the first name of the person, or we might just have a number. Using applications, there's one in particular that I really like called Textio, and it looks at your job applications and it sees it's TEXTIO. Go have a look. I'm sure you'd enjoy it if you haven't looked at it already. But it will see how gender biased your job advertisement is. So does it lean more towards female or male, or is it balanced? And I think making those job advertisements inclusive. So yes, some of the tech roles I see out there, it says you must be proficient in SQL, Java. What does that mean? What are all these system names? I'd much rather see a job advertisement that says, do you have curiosity? Do you like learning? And you can apply those skills in different ways. Where we've had those diverse teams, it's been about having diverse panels. So there's always a guy and a girl. If you know someone that's applying for the role, not having nepotism or favouritism towards them. And then, there's many other practical tips and tricks. But in terms of bias, yes, I've experienced bias where I've led a team of 8 guys, walk into the room and they say, okay, you're taking the notes. I mean, it's pretty common in tech, it's pretty common. I think people always tell me, oh, you're so young. I don't know how much longer I can be very young, but thank you, which is great. But also, there is sort of an assumed privilege, and I do acknowledge privilege of growing up in Canberra and Australia and everything like that, but just having that migrant background and coming from a disadvantaged background where I had to work to save up, for example, for school trips, working at $6.50 an hour to go to a trip to Italy, and having a family where I was actually a carer for my mum, and having to work really, really hard to get scholarships and so forth. So, there's a lot of things that people see privileges, whereas actually I was shopping at the op shop and working 20 hours a week while I was studying. Yeah.
Incredible. And I'm going to ask a question because it's come up, and I think I'm just going to ask this to you, Alicia. So there's been a question saying 10 plus years in law, every tech change has the more work for junior women and efficiency for men. So how do you reconcile the increase in office housework for women?
Yeah, I think some of the things that I really see as a challenge is the men are the ones that wrote the degrees for technology. They're the ones that wrote the university courses and questions. If we had women writing those courses, if we had women included in developing these systems, they would be a lot more inclusive for women. And I think we need women to design systems that are efficient for them. I think of applications like my period app tracker, and I think, oh, that's so efficient. Like, I'm feeling a bit moody today, and then I get a notification PMS is coming up. Like, obviously a woman's designed that, and it's very helpful. And I think we need that at work too. We need things that are designed by women. That's just a practical example. But, and particularly going into the metaverse and so forth, if we put on that headset, is it designed for, and it's only being trialled by guys in their 20s, but a lot of women, they experience motion sickness. So I think it's having women part of the conversation, and all women here today can be part of building those systems and jump in it. Don't be afraid, don't think I'm not a tech person. You are part of that conversation, and we need you to design it.
I'm going to come back back to you on that point, so hold tight. But Terry, I want to go